Good evening, everyone. You're watching TokYo-Yo Reviews. Today we are going to be reviewing the C3yoyodesign M.O.V.E, or M.O.V.E. Also, thanks to everybody for liking, subscribing, and leaving me lots of comments. I have passed 50 subscribers. Thank you guys so much. So I think I'll be posting a tutorial very soon, so keep an eye out for that. Pick up the C3yoyodesign M.O.V.E and feel your skills move to the next level. Today we're looking at the C3yoyodesign M.O.V.E. Here is the yo-yo. As for the shape, you can see this is a very clear V-shaped yo-yo, kind of your typical competition shape. Very simple, not too much going on except, of course, for your finger spin dimple here. The material is a very, very nice brushed 6061 aluminum, very nice, good for grinds especially. The feel of the yo-yo is actually very comfortable. It fits well in your hand despite the fact that it's a V shape, which I personally don't think are that comfortable, most V shapes, but this definitely feels a lot better than some. And the look of this yo-yo is very unique and interesting. This is a yo-yo by C3yoyodesign, based out of Hong Kong, I believe, and a lot of their yo-yos recently have been this kind of competition shape that have a focus on finger spinning. So you had the Speedaholic, which is a plastic that just came out, which has a finger spin dimple, the Fingerspin, which is a bimetal that has a Skyva-like indent in the middle. This yo-yo is incredibly smooth as far as its spin goes. It started very, very smooth. It might have been the smoothest yo-yo I owned when I first bought it. It has gotten a little less smooth over time, but it's still one of my nicest. I love this blue-green fade here. You can see it's kind of half and half. Extremely nice. I'm not sure how they got it so good, but it just seems like the colors just kind of melt into each other, and it looks really nice when it's spinning too. This yo-yo feels a little smaller than some. It's not particularly small by any means, but I think just it feels a bit compact in the hand, which is kind of nice, especially for a V, to have something a little smaller that's a little more comfortable to catch because of the size. But it does feel kind of dense, like I mentioned with the Space Cadet review. It feels centered, if that makes any sense. There is rim weight, but it feels very symmetrical. That gives it a feeling of solidity, if that makes sense. But because of that, it does feel very sturdy as well. This yo-yo is really quiet. It's been quiet since I got it. It's never gotten any louder. I've never had the bearing lock up. It's just always been very, very nice. The bearing here is one of C3yoyodesigns, and you can probably see as you pull the string, it's actually holding the string in the center, which is pretty cool. And also, you've got this really nice little shiny bit in here right before the response. The response is the standard C3 pads here, which are very nice, very grippy, never had any problems. The engravings of this yo-yo are fine, I guess. We've talked about engravings before. I'm not personally a huge fan. I think they look all right, but when I was showing someone this yo-yo, they looked at it and they said, "Oh, is it scratched up?" And then I kind of realized, like, it could just be the colorway, but it might have been nice as a solid instead of having this thing on the ring here with the M.O.V.E at the top. I think the fade is so nice, it feels like the engraving kind of takes away from it a little bit. It doesn't affect the function of the yo-yo at all, of course, but that's just me. But you're going to notice here these rims are slightly rounded. If you have any other V shapes, if you guys own any, if you've seen the Railgun, which is the first yo-yo I got from C3yoyodesign, that is extremely sharp. It's got a very harsh V on it. This does not. I was surprised when I first caught it how comfortable it is because these are slightly rounded just ever so slightly, enough to make it comfortable. This yo-yo feels great on the string. It is a little smaller feeling, as I said, and also with the weight of the yo-yo, it makes it feel very solid on the string. It moves really well back and forth. It controls really well. It just glides along. You won't have any problems getting through combos or landing any tricks. The yo-yo is not going to hold you back in that way at all. But let's talk about what everybody came to see, which is the Fingerspins. This thing is designed for Fingerspins, right? Because of this dimple here. In my Space Cadet review, I mentioned that it was a little difficult to get Fingerspins on that, that you had to hit it right in the center. This yo-yo is a little easier for Fingerspins, I believe. Not as much so as the Skyva, but it kind of bridges the gap between the Skyva and something like the Space Cadet, where the cup here is extremely concaved, so it guides your finger to the center even if you miss. Of course, it's best to get it right in the center, and then you're going to have a much longer spin. But if you do miss, unlike the Space Cadet, where if you don't hit it, I feel like you kind of lose it right away. This, you can actually get back. It might wobble a little bit, and you can actually get it centered and save it. But if you can land it dead center, it just feels great, and it spins for a long time, no problem. And it's plenty of time to get through any trick you need to do. But yeah, overall, I just think this is a really nice yo-yo. It's very high quality. It feels really nice. I'm not, as I said, a huge fan of the V-shape. I think it can be kind of uncomfortable, but this really, I think, nails the design just by rounding the edges, making it feel a little smaller in the hand, and just making it perform overall really well. Not just at Fingerspins, makes it like a lot of fun to use. Plus it just looks nice. This isn't the only colorway, there are tons, but I just really like the blue-green here. It's just so nice looking. Well, let's talk pros and cons of the C3yoyodesign Move. First of all, as I said, Fingerspins are a total breeze. You're not gonna have any problem with that. It's kind of what it's for, and that's how they advertised it. Again, like I said, C3 is going through a big fingerspin thing right now, so this is no exception in that regard, and it performs really nicely. And actually, when I think of taking a medal out with me to practice fingerspins at the park or whatever, I take this because it's just great for that. Like I said, with the design, it is comfortable, and I think design came first with this. I think they did a really good job with just making sure that it was a great all-rounder and just works in every regard. It is comfortable with the rounded edges, and as I mentioned in the hand, it feels very nice. You're never going to have a catch that hurts or anything like that. It's very comfortable all around, and it's actually very affordable. I got this guy on sale from an American store. I think it was around $40 or $45 when I got it, and it's usually around $50 or $55. So I feel like that was a complete steal for what this does. It was a great deal. This could just be me. Maybe I have a problem with my control or something, but it does feel like this thing is a little bit resistant to move sometimes. Resistant to move. Get it? What I mean by that is because of maybe the weight and because it is a little smaller, sometimes it feels like it can take a little bit to get the momentum of it going. Sometimes you need to give it a little bit more oomph to get it to move. Yeah, guys, not that many cons for this. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. I really appreciate all the support everybody's giving me. Since I passed 50 subscribers, I will be putting out I think, a tutorial sometime soon. I was thinking of doing a review of a yo-yo I didn't like, but I think I'll save that for later. But yeah, so look for that tutorial in the next few days. Hopefully, I'll probably be using this in that tutorial. But anyway, guys, thanks a lot for watching. Have a good night, and see ya.